Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel. This is a thrift haul video, and I have my camera set a bit higher than normal because I have a few bigger items to show. So before I begin, I just wanted to say that it is absolutely terrible here today. There are many out of control wildfires burning in the province, and the wind must have turned because now the smoke has reached us. It is unpleasant for all of us, and I'm sure potentially very serious for anyone with respiratory problems. And we're, of course, hundreds of miles away from the action. So my heart goes out to anyone who is, in harm's way. And I can only feel for those people who are any closer to the danger than we are, because if it's this bad, this far away, how in the world are those people able to breathe that are much closer? So the best thing that could happen for us right now is a 2 or 3 day long soaker. It's continues to be tinder dry, it continues to be windy. So anyway, that is my request to the weather gods. So this, as you've gathered, is a cute little, upside down, is a cute little storage. So is this one. No wonder they were sitting kind of funny. Cute little storage. These are upside down too. Well, maybe I've got the whole unit upside down. Oh, goodness. Okay, we'll have this fixed in no time. Yeah, cute little unit. And of course, who doesn't love little tiny cubby holes? And another way to put our supplies away and promptly forget that they are there. So that is find number one. Okay, this you can see, is a metal, sort of copper rust colored thing that looks like a, shopping bag. And I think that this will end up outside. This color matches our front and back door and sort of the color thing that's going on with our house. So I'll probably, I won't put a plant or anything in it because it's kind of too small for that. But I will probably, oh, here's the original price tag, 20 bucks. I did not pay that. It might not hurt to drill a drainage hole anyway, in case some water gets in there. We don't want to have a hole rusting through it. But I'm also thinking it could just be a bit of decor, say under the gazebo, where it won't be getting wet. So anyway, I thought this was pretty cool. Now, of course, you've all seen these sorts of things. I should get this out of the way too. You broke it, you bought it. Sorry for the noise and the commotion here. I just know that if I have too much stuff on my desk, I tend to go out of frame, so that's not a good thing. Okay, peace has been restored. This is one of those plastic doohickeys for file folders. Now, I have one other, and I have to say that I think they could be a lifesaver. Oh, I should tell you, I never did do a haul video for that, for another trip that I made. Let me just change course here for a moment. I, in another thrifting thing last week, I bought 2 sealed packages of 12 file folders, 2 different colorways. So these are some of the ones left from the blue package, navy package. And then there's another sort of earth tone ones. They're very heavy duty. They had Dollarama price tags on them, but they must be old because 12 heavy-duty file folders, Dollarama price was $2. So anyway, I thought that was a heck of a deal. Let me just quickly grab one. This is sort of the other color thing. Anyway, what I have done is, you know how you buy digitals or print your own digitals and intend to use them in something, and then that before you know it, you have a pile and you've got them either clipped together and labeled or not. And I just thought that this would be a great way to have kind of, you know, it doesn't take up much space, to have a lot of this stuff right at my fingertips. It's a little harder to ignore when it's right there. So that is my thinking. So the original one I had is already full. So this second one lets me carry on with that plan. Okay, I've got a few books here. This was also part of the haul. I'll get these done and off my desk, and then I have a few more items to show. So this one is called Dickens of London. I don't remember the day. 76. So nice paper. Some full color pages, a lot of black and white, you know, kind of historic documents. So I think that this will be great. And this place lets you fill a bag for $5. So I think I got seven books for $5. So what's not to love? Someone must have made a donation of design books, because there were a lot of, they must have been a design student or something, because there were calendars from different design shows and so on. So this one is called A History of Design from the Victorian Era to the Present. Again, a bunch of little black and white images. You know, a page like that would be great for collage because of the abstract nature of it. You know, logos. I didn't even see this page. Somebody wrote a letter to the, maybe the landlord. The furnace seems to be running too high. So there you have it. Yeah, so a lot of options in here for pages. Oh, this is really nice. To use either as pages or as, you know, to decorate things. Look at that tire. Okay, what year is this? (1917). This one in landscape is From Line to Design, Graphic Design Communication. So these sorts of drawings are in here. My husband took architectural technology at a technical school in Edmonton, you know, 100 years ago. And so that's the kind of stuff he would have been doing when drafting was done by, you know, a guy's blood, sweat, and tears as opposed to a computer program. So a lot of cool, let me just grab my ruler. I've said it 100 times before, 8.5 by 11, that, oh, you can see it's just glued, that any of these would make great signature pages because the way they are laid out, it's like they had me in mind when they printed this. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Score. The Aesthetic Movement, Prelude to Art Nouveau. Nice end papers. 1969. So again, really, I think when I flipped, this is glossier paper. Mind you, this isn't, so what's going on here? When I flip through, I think everything in this one is black and white, but that's fine. Oh, I lied. Oh, so this is a dish from the 1870s. So it looks like it could be anything. You know, ceramics, drawing, textiles, furniture. So again, this is one of those things, you grab it because you're in a hurry. Cool. And then over several days, William Morris, and then over several days, you know, flip through these things at home in your leisure. It's a wallpaper design. This is, yeah, wallpaper. Anyway, so I thought that was another great one. Now this one is Arts and Crafts Stenciling. So it has all of these types of designs in it. This paper is really shiny. But again, you know, whether it's a border or a card decoration or, excuse me, whatever, there's lots to look at in here as well. And I think most of these are really old. Let's find something with a date on it. Okay, 16th century textiles. And then, well, they came from, okay, so these designs were copied by Mr. So-and-so from 16th century textiles and subsequently adapted for stenciling. So, another good one. The Art of Responsive Drawing, Nathan Goldstein. Let me find the date. 1973, I guess. And then this is a 1977 version. So it's almost along the same lines as The Natural Way to Draw by Nicolaides. You know, that sort of a same feel to it, except this book is bigger in size. Look at those cows. Study of hands. Again, all black and white. The paper is nice. Portrait. Holy, that guy lived a long time. 1875, died 1963. Okay, one more. Author photo. Portraits from 1983 to 2002. And again, I just flipped through this a bit, and, you know, who knows, a lot of these people I'm sure I've never heard of. But these were obviously author portraits that probably ended up on a dust jacket somewhere. But they just seem so, they almost look like, oh, I'm thinking photography, but yeah, they are photos. But they almost look like paintings. How did the guy do that? So really some very evocative ones here. Oh, Terry McMillan. Didn't she write all those? Can't think of any titles right now. But a lot of her her books have been converted, or not converted, but you know, adapted into movies. Anyway, that is that for books. Okay, a few more items and then you are free to go. I thought, I paid $2 for this. I thought this was very cool. And because it's wrapped the way it is, I believe it is drawer liner. So it's always fun to try to straighten this stuff out. Let me give it the sniff test. All I can smell is forest fires. But isn't that a cute design? It's got these different well, I guess they're party dresses. At first I thought maybe they were nightgowns, but no, I guess they're party dresses. They've got stilettos and purses and ottomans and hat boxes. I think this is gorgeous. Now, the trick will be, how many sheets are there? 6. I think now the trick, of course, will be to try to flatten this out. Pray for me. I am in the process of putting together some packages of playing card assortments. So I thought this was a nice find because these cards appear to be in good shape. And what my intention is to just put together packages, I don't know, 50 or 75 cards that that are all different and in various states of use, from just came out of a sealed package to, you know, clearly kind of on the grungy side. So anyway, so that will be used in that collection as well. Okay, this cost $1. Boy, could they have added more tape to this. I don't know how. It says airmail envelopes. I have no idea how many there are, though. Oh, for heaven's sakes, you'd think they were guarding the crown jewels. Let's see if I can open this without taking all day or totally wrecking the box. Because, you know, there is a shortage of boxes. I only have about 300 things of packaging that I have salvaged and trimmed and is waiting to turn into something. I should have wrestled this open before I turned on the camera. Okay, so good number of these in here. Okay, what else? Oh, this is a cute little stamp, but as I've said in other thrifting videos, I have discovered that quite often things are donated when they don't work anymore. So I now always ask to test it. I test it before I get up to the till, but then I make a big production of asking to test it in front of them as well. And I make them give me a piece of paper. And so this is the design for making like making your own Rolodex cards. I mean, those are pretty tiny, but aren't they cute? And it seems to work, and I think the guy charged me $2. So we know you can't get much of anything for $2. This didn't have a price tag on it. To be honest, I don't know if I asked him what he was going to charge me or not, but I thought it is too cute. It has sort of that mulberry paper on as a cover. It's got, I can't think off the top of my head what this kind of binding is called. Is it Japanese stab binding? And really interesting, you know, paper. So I think he might have charged me $1, but I can't be sure. These are erasers. Brand new, 50 cents for 2. These are erasers. They're much thinner, and it's Canadian currency. And the cashier just thought this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Couldn't believe what they were. I says, I think they're erasers. And he says, well, even if they aren't, they're just so cool. Anyway, of course, I do make mistakes, but oh, see that tape? the tape is pulling the design off the $100 bill. Anyway, the reason I bought these, as many mistakes as I make, I bought these because I carve my own stamps. Now, the challenge here will be that these are very thin, but again, that's fine. I will work with it. And if you didn't see that video, it was one of the early ones in this 100-day project series. This was an open bag with this button covering kit and denim. Is it denim or corduroy? Corduroy patches. I have a plan in mind for that. Cup hooks, just because they are good to have. You know, sometimes we can just screw them into, you know, the underside of something and are able to hang some of our tools or whatever we need near us. Now, this wouldn't have been big enough to hang my, what is it that I have under here? My heat gun and my glue gun. So I had, you know, that obviously isn't big enough, but same sort of concept. I thought these were kind of cool because these dividers are intended for a recipe box. So they say things like beverages, biscuits, cakes, and so on. So that will work its way into a homemaking journal. We know the ludicrous price of anything acrylic. So these are 2, again, they're taped together like their lives depended on it. 2, let me just measure. Okay, so basically 11.5 by 8, but then kind of the sides aren't exactly straight. So less than that. Anyway, so 2 of these for $1. Now, of course, this isn't big enough to hold a flat piece of copy paper, but I'm thinking, since apparently I'm a butterfly, according to Clutterbug, I need to see stuff in order to remember that I have it and to be motivated to use it. So this size would be quite adequate. Did I say that I paid $1 for each pair? Anyway, these would be quite adequate to put folded signature pages in and a few odds and ends, especially if the project is probably less than, you know, the regular 9 by 6 journal. So there's that. I'll peel the rest of that off later. And then the final two items. I've mentioned in the past that my mom and I had a flower framing and craft store back in the day. We opened the shop in 1985. Get this, 5 weeks after I gave birth to my daughter. Like, was that not crazy? What if she would have been sick and puny? What if she would have been colicky? Luckily, she wasn't. But anyway, that child grew up in the business. So anything that she needed, you know, a high chair, playpen, a blah, 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 we had for her. And because she grew up among people, she was like the little store mascot. And, you know, customers would come in and say, doesn't that kid ever cry? So she was really good and continues to be that way, you know, this many years later. Anyway, one of the brands that was hot at the time, pun intended, was hot off the press. They had a lot of how-to craft books and so on. And I remember we'd go to the annual craft show and there'd be sessions led by them. I can't think of the woman's name, but she was like the owner of the company. So like that was pretty like woohoo, you know, kind of a big deal. So anyway, I'm thinking Sarah Books, closure, hot off the press, 50 cents. So it seems that these are, okay, so it says Sarah Books are interactive journalesque gift books made by you. The enclosed metal buckle and 24 inches of elastic ribbon are perfect as a closure, and it's removable. Cut the elastic in half, form the two 12-inch loops by tying ends of each half together. Secure a loop to each, to each side of the buckle as shown, then knot the ends together at the back of the book. So they had two, so I bought two. This is like a D-ring. This is more like a buckle. So I thought that was a heck of a deal. And the ribbon, if you can see, or the elastic, if you can see, is about 1/8 of an inch wide, and it's flat, so it's not the little round elastic. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. There will be, okay, it's hard to pick my favorite. Okay, there's this, and there's this, and this, and this, and this, and this. There will be another haul video coming soon. I haven't had a chance to film it. But I need to get on with it because, of course, the stuff is still in the bags. Anyway, happy hunting, happy treasure seeking yourself. And, you know, tis the season for garage sales, yard sales, townwide sales, and, of course, our regular year-round haunts. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Liking, commenting, thumbs up, all of those things matter and help my channel grow. And I'm also still in the throes of the 100-day project. So, you know, tune in for those. There's some, you know, ideas you've seen before and some others that I dare say maybe you've never seen. Especially if you may be a beginner. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks. Bye-bye.